Hey everybody, it's Josh with Built to Last Podcast. Super excited to be back. And this week we have the alarm lady, Miss Linda Stubblefield from Unlimited Security. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be meeting with you today.
Awesome. So tell us how did the alarm lady, because if you Google the alarm lady, that literally pops you up, right?
Yes.
So how did that happen?
Well, my last name, Stubblefield, is not real easy for people to pronounce if you're not from here.
Sure.
Right? And one of my clients, very early on, I'm introducing myself, and I ask a lot of questions when I'm on site. So I'm asking him all these questions, and he's doing his best to keep track of it. And it so happens that his boss walked up behind him, and he's trying to make introduction. And he kept tripping over Stubblefield. So he started saying, well, the alarm lady needs to know this, and the alarm lady wants to know that. And I left that meeting going, alarm lady.
And it just clicked.
And it clicked, and it was available. So yes, so now you can Google alarm lady, Nashville, Tennessee, and you'll have all of my contact information.
That's awesome. So what got you into security? There's not a lot of women in security.
There are very few women in security,
Yeah.
and I think after 30 years, I think I'm still the state's only female QA, which holds the license for the company.
Oh, wow.
For the entire state of Tennessee. Women just aren't here yet. They're getting there, but not yet. No, it was what started out as kind of an experiment on its way to another something else business, and a confluence of events, and I ended up with Unlimited Security, and I felt like from day one, this is where I'm meant to be.
Okay.
I used to read Sherlock Holmes when I was a kid. I love this stuff. And I've been in love with it for 30 years. But anyway, the interesting point about that, I had one employee at the time. He held the license for the company. And he walked in that day and put down his notice and said, I'll never work for a woman. Now, this was a different day and time,
sure,
but it ticked me off enough that I said, if that can hold the license, so can I. So took the exam, passed, and now we're licensed in all aspects of security, electronic security, which includes intrusion alarms, fire alarms, camera surveillance, and door access control.
Wow. Yeah, so that's an awesome story, way to get started, and just rising up and taking over. So, I know you do homes, you do businesses, right? So,
commercial and residential, yes, sir.
So, tell me, I know the technology's changed, right? So, since you've been in the business, technology's changed a little bit, or just drastically?
Oh my gosh! When I got in the business, wireless was not to be trusted.
Ah, okay.
All sensors are to be hardwired.
Okay.
Okay. Fast forward now, just about the price to have everything hardwired for that labor it's just too expensive. Put a wireless sensor up. Oh yeah, absolutely, and they're very trustworthy.
Yeah.
And you have to change batteries every 3 to 7 years. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, and it makes sense. And we have a connection. I don't know if you realize this, but my dad, and I think I might have mentioned this, my dad owned a card access company for 30 years. So
really?
In Florida, A1 Access Control in Florida, 25, 30 years, something like that.
Okay.
And he started out as a locksmith. So he was a locksmith, and then the progression came, right? And then he grew with technology into card access and security systems. He didn't do the monitoring stuff and crazy stuff like you do, to my knowledge. But yeah, my dad, I just remember my dad coming home in his van and all the keys jingling in the back, because they're mobile locksmiths back there.
Having to keep your keys.
Yeah.
Right. And now we're into biometrics.
Yeah, so much different.
Door access is just like, wave your cell phone. They're done.
Yeah, it's so different. So some of the things that, unfortunately, we live in an era where crime is happening, right? An interesting one that I always love to hear you tell a story about is gang initiation, and how that happens every spring. Tell us how you learned about that and where that came from.
It's kind of like saying, here's where dinner is. I think it was a police officer early on that was kind of like, oh yeah, all they did was this, so this was gang initiation. It's not a problem.
Oh, wow. So he just knew that that type of crime had to do with...
Every spring, apparently, I don't have any gang connections, but apparently every springtime there are challenges that the candidates, I guess, have to do, and that involves either breaking or stealing or doing something.
Wow.
And we see a lot of it, and it peaks every spring.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of things homeowners can do to protect themselves, but what are the key things that you think homeowners should know, besides obviously having a monitored system, that they need to know about their home to make sure they can help keep people out of it that they don't want in it, right?
On a regular basis, it's springtime. Now is a good time, actually. Walk the perimeter of your home.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for broken windows. Anything that doesn't look right that would create an entrance or a weakness in the house for somebody to exploit. People with slider glass doors, the best low-tech, no-tech security is the pole in the back.
Yeah.
If you don't have
or a broken broomstick, as I've seen before.
Broken broomstick. It's easy. Look for bushes that have become overgrown, because those become hiding places for would-be's. Okay, so keep your bushes kind of trimmed back and away from the windows. And lock the door. Just lock the door.
We're in the South. No, we don't lock doors down here.
I grew up in the South. We didn't lock it. We didn't close the door, let alone lock it, when I was a kid in Nashville. But to lock the doors when you leave, even if you're only going to go out, just let the dog out for a few minutes. Lock the door, because it's really amazing. People will say, oh, well, I was sitting at the table, I was working on my laptop, I got up to go do something or other. Maybe I'd left the door open for a little fresh air, and they come back and the laptop's gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. People get in and out that quick.
Oh my gosh, yes. One of my favorite stories, this is from this guy, they like to have never found him. It was about 30 years ago. He was the second-story burglar.
Okay.
And his MO was that he would he would enter through the second floor, clean out as he went through, and by the time the alarm goes out, he's out the door.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The reason they like to have never found him, they were looking for a work van, a contractor van, something that would carry a ladder. No. This guy was driving around town in a VW Beetle looking for ladders that people had left in their own yard. He used the client's ladder to climb up to the second floor and clean out on his way down.
So there you have it. Don't leave a ladder out.
Don't. Keep your stuff kind of locked up, put away. Look for those things that create stepping stools up to your windows.
Sure.
Older homes, the HVAC system.
Yeah.
They used to put them right up under the bedroom window.
Yeah.
You can stand on the bedroom window. A lot of newer homes have quit doing that, which I'm really happy to see. But look for those things. Women sometimes will put little settees up under a window. Don't. Move it to one side, move it away from the window, but just...
Yeah, you don't need to be in the window.
You don't need to be in the window.
Just look out the window from a distance.
So that's just being aware is 3/4 the battle.
Yeah, and situational.
Shielded sides and back, yes. Yeah. That's 80% of what goes on is shielded sides and back.
And fencing, right? Another good thing you really should.
Fencing is a very good thing. Making sure your gate has some kind of a lock on it.
Yeah. I'm guilty. But yeah, no, and I agree 100%. And, some people live in safer communities than others, or feel they're safer than communities, but the more we and you talk and get to know each other, the less safe, not that I'm scared, but the less safe I feel, because it seems like they're traveling more. These criminals are getting out to outskirt areas in Nashville.
Yes, and you mix that with some really potent drugs that are on the market, and you've got a mix for even some of the calls that I make. I'm even going out into the country not because of the threat of crime per se, but people on drugs aren't thinking. They just know they got to get something.
Yeah.
Okay, something we got to fence it. So that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
My name is Linda Stubblefield. I own Unlimited Security. A lot of people know me as the Alarm Lady of Nashville, Tennessee. We provide experienced guidance with security issues, and that encompasses and is customized to each of our clients, covering electronic access, door access control, intrusion alarm systems, fire alarm systems, and camera surveillance. You can reach us at 615-436-3060 or email me at linda@unlimitedsecurity.net.
Yeah. As an easy target, easier targets.
Easy targets. They're generally speaking opportunists.
Yeah. Well, that makes complete sense because these things aren't overly planned, I wouldn't imagine. It's just when they have an opportunity. One of the videos you showed us one time was a guy trying to get a bunch of catalytic converters out of a commercial building.
Those are fun.
Yeah, so tell us that story. I'd love to hear more about that.
Oh my gosh. Let's see, without naming names. Would be, so it's a commercial business. They had a fenced-in back area, which is where they kept their trucks.
Yep.
Somebody had climbed the fence, taken off about 7 catalytic converters, disabled 7 trucks, that's their business, their livelihood, and then they were gone, right? So there's this event. So then it happened a second time. Not as many the second time, but definitely. So we came in and used basically a tripwire with some artificial intelligence in it that runs around the fence that can tell the difference between if the wind is blowing or someone's climbing the fence.
Wow.
Or cutting the fence. It changes the tension. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a tripwire goes around the fencing itself, camera surveillance to keep an eye on the lot, and everything's tied into the alarm system so that the owner received notification, the police are dispatched, and he didn't have any problem anymore.
Yeah. And the video was so clear. I remember you showing us, and it was just
a fun job.
Yeah, it was so clear to see those trucks, and I'm trying to avoid names too. Those trucks on the camera. So very cool. What are some things? So when you talk about home security, monitoring, and those types of things, homeowners need to be aware of to make an educated decision on who to go with. You know, we got big companies out there. Good sized companies like yours here, local companies, which you know me, I like local. But what do they need to know when they're hiring somebody?
Start with the license.
Okay.
This is a licensed industry. The alarm board is the licensing thing, and you can actually search a company name and make sure that their license is in the state of Tennessee and is valid.
Gotcha.
Because there are a lot of shade tree mechanics in this, as in any other industry.
Yeah.
It just is. But they should be able to, even if you're having a salesperson out, if I can show that, right?
Yeah.
If they can't show you their license, don't let them in your house. Because there are still a lot of people that are going door to door saying, hey, we can fix you up, sign here. And they've got a guy in the waiting to go ahead, push that through, and they are not licensed, and they now have your entire floor plan in their head.
Yeah, which terrifies me. Right,
Yeah.
Because somebody having my floor plan that I don't know.
So that ranks right up at the top. Check reviews.
Yeah.
We all need them.
Yeah.
Check word of mouth.
Sure.
You know, sometimes people will help. But there's been a lot of consolidation in the industry the last few years. There's not a whole lot of locally based, independent security companies that are left. We look after Middle Tennessee. I'm not interested in being nationwide. I can't provide the level of service if I do.
Yeah.
And my bar is pretty darn high.
I would agree with that. And that's, we run off the same thing at Mr. Anyman. We are all about, that level of service and treating the customer's home like it's ours. And I've seen that in your presentations and conversations and meetings that we've had in the past. So I know that you set that bar really high. Technology, right? So the technology that you're using today, what's some of the things that, if you have a standard house in not a high traffic area, what's some of the things you need to have as part of that security system?
Wow. Anymore, there's the basic security. Okay, we got our doors. We no longer have to put sensors on every window. We can use a glass break detector, that sort of thing. But the panels are now home controllers. So not only can we have basic alarm, we can also have, the shed that's out back. It's no longer an issue to bring that into the same security system with the house, so you've got control over that. Oh, you want the garage or the gate that enters to your home that's, it's 2,000 feet down the driveway. Not a problem. We can bring that into the same infrastructure with your home so that you can look at it from the same app that you've got the rest of your system on.
So it's almost like a smart home.
It is a smart home now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the door locks, I know the door locks integrate. We've seen that, and then
a video doorbell and your cameras interface. For residential. That those work just fine. We can spend a lot of money on some really nice cameras for commercial, depending on what you need.
Yeah.
Cameras that have thermal capability can also sense the signature of fire. So, for example, we've got a car wash, a lot of heavy machinery, a lot of things going on, and a lot of wet and soap and right.
Yeah.
He's got thermal cameras so that he recognizes if somebody's in the bay that should not be after hours, but also if there's enough heat in there that we're fixing to have a fire.
Oh wow!
So,
even if his equipment started heating up, it would recognize that. That's really impressive. That can save some money and some
serious money.
Yeah. So when we talk about security, it's not it's not all about who's going to break into your house, right? It's about peace of mind too, and down the road being able to save money, I think. So we talked about the different companies earlier that are out there, the big companies. We all know their names, right? What sets a smaller company like yours apart from one of those companies?
I would say two things. Caring, because we do.
Yeah.
Very much. If we've seen an alarm signal come in and it appears that, because we get a feel pretty quick on if something just it's not looking right. We'll go ahead and, yes, you'll get the call from the monitoring center, but we will call from the office as well, just to make sure that you're okay, that you got out safely, that the kids are okay, that, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of almost a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
And you really are not going to find that. You'll get to know, because we're local and we're independent, the technicians, you get to know the technicians get to know you. That customer, don't call her at 8 o'clock in the morning because she ain't going to answer the phone. Just wait till 10 and everything's, right? And don't even bother setting a morning appointment. It's going to be the afternoon. So that sort of thing. And service, and that kind of ties into the level of service that we provide that the large stores just can't.
Well, and they
don't have the bandwidth.
Well, and there's not the same people every day, right? So So when somebody calls you, I met a couple of your technicians, got to know them a little bit. Who comes out? If they say, "Hey, I want you to come out and look at my house," who's out there?
For the survey, I do.
Yeah.
I start and start a relationship with each of our clients. So I go out for the survey. We decide on what we want to do, right? My technicians are employees, not contractors. So again, they go out with my notes, knowing exactly what we talked about, so that they can do what they do best. And then I come back out after everything's done, just to go, okay, let me help you with setting up the app. Let me make sure that the response to mom's medical pendant is exactly what needs to happen. That sort of thing.
And that's the biggest difference to me, right? Linda, there's not many people that still go out, right, as the owner of a company of your size, that still put the time in and value the customer the way that you do.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's really important thing. So, Linda, I want to take the time just really thank you for coming out today.
It's my pleasure. Absolutely.
I thought it was great, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on all the socials, and I look forward to seeing you next week.